Girls, don't ever marry your second choice. He is not the man you still think about at 2 a.m. Don't marry. Every girl has that one guy, the one who ruined her for everybody else. You never get over him. You just learn to live without him. He set the standard. Every kiss after him feels weaker. Every I love you sounds quieter. You also compare silently every single day, even on your wedding day. You settle for safe because dangerous broke you once again, and you swore to yourself, never again. You'll say, I'm happy, while staring at the ceiling at night, wondering what he's doing right now. Your physical body will be in the bed next to your husband, but your soul will still be in that old car, that old motorcycle, the old apartment, the old version of you that felt alive. You'll teach your daughters to never settle while secretly knowing you did. One day you will see his name pop up or hear his favorite song, and your heart will skip a beat like you're 19 again, and you hate yourself for it. If he is not the man who still owns a piece of you, don't put his ring on your finger, because second choice love turns into first class regret. Marry the man that you cannot live without, not the one that you can live with.
I need to go to therapy. No, seriously. If your heart is still attached to that man, that and it's usually that bad boy, right? It's usually the the Pookie, the Ray Ray. That is what your like imprints. What the common terminology is. That is the person that owns part of your soul. Yeah, then you absolutely should not marry someone else. Doesn't mean you should be with him. Doesn't mean you should marry him, right? In 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 the terms of what just of women giving women bad advice, this is really high up there. This is really high up there. No, if you're constantly thinking of someone that has been bad for you, and we see a lot of this stuff, right? In sometimes in abusive relationships. You keep going back because there's a lot of connection there. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of ups and downs, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of love there. But you don't marry that, right? We all understand you don't marry that. You don't know. If there's someone else as a nice, secure guy, and you saying, well, don't marry that because you're still gonna be thinking about that, marry him. No, 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 no. Just maybe stop dating. Stop dating and get yourself right. Get yourself collected before you ruin another relationship. And to that point, she's right. Don't marry that guy. But marriage should not even be a question. So before we do a deeper dive into this, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Um, we should probably do a series of just like bad advice, and we try to keep it genderless because we have had more videos of guys giving absolutely horrendous advice. But that might be a good playlist idea. Just terrible advice being given. Um, but again, speaking of terrible advice, this is a prime example of it. It sounds well-meaning, right? It sounds well-meaning. It sounds right. That person that you still think about, if even after all this time, or we're assuming what happened earlier in your dating career, your dating life, that person's a person you're pining over, right? And maybe that's what you should be looking for. But if we take a step back into reality, we know that it becomes an archetype. Maybe not necessarily that person. He may not be around. He may be completely unavailable. He may be dead, be gone, whatever. But that type of person becomes a thing that you sort of need, that you become desirous of. That becomes a thing that you're chasing. So we, as men, we understand that idiom that nice guys finish last. Nice guys, stable guys, right? Boring guys like that who are going to clock in and do what they have to do, and you can set your clock by them. They don't give you a lot of drama. They don't give you a lot of ups and downs. They don't hit that need for sort of chaos. They don't hit that. But they're stable. We never teach our daughters. We never teach our women in society that the stable man is the attractive man. Flash, and it's the danger. Right? It's the excitement that if you're playing to someone with gender who's highly emotional, then giving them someone that doesn't stimulate their emotion is giving them sort of a recipe you know, for disaster. But this isn't to say that we can't rise above our natures. This is what we all have to do. You just don't give in to whatever you feel. You have to understand this is bad for me in so many ways, like the abusive relationship, right? Like the cases of DV that you see. And it's not as simple. You look at it, like some stories after stories of how long it takes some women to leave abusive, domestic relationships. Same thing for men. They'll stay there for years because this is also part of this trauma bonding, this struggle, this excitement, this ups and downs. But when, like I was saying, when these people become an archetype, start looking for people that are unstable, chaotic, passionate, driven, right? That's what you look for. If you married someone else and that's the person you're still sort of pining over, and we see a lot of this, right? This is why men are very, very cognizant of women that spin the block and spin the block in the loosest sense of the terms because you guys were never together. But you curved me, right? And it's not a thing about, I'm just bitter that you curved me before. No, you curved me and then you come around when you've made other decisions in your life that don't that now I'm have to sort of be subject to. But I know you never really liked me. It's now a thing about convenience. What resources can I bring to the table? Can I bring to bear to sort of help your situation because you're looking for security now? But once security is established, same desires for excitement, those become the most prominent. So it's an unfair thing, and I think it's a very ridiculous notion not to tell women in this case that you need to do the work to get to let go of these bonds. You should not be, pining over someone that was absolutely terrible for you. And we're going with the assumption that the person's terrible for you. That's why you're not with them. But if this person can be redeemed, that you can have that exciting life, yeah, then go for that. Absolutely go for that. But we again taking a step back in reality, we know that's not really the case. That person, that man that kind of engages in that sort of lifestyle kind of has a shortened, a truncated lifestyle, or he's going to spend some time incarcerated. But there's still that allure there. And maybe it's not him. Maybe it's that guy that has those same qualities that now has their attention. Again, get some help, right? We all could use it when we need it, right? When we need it. I think this is one of those cases rather than telling women don't marry this guy and because you're going to be desirous of me thinking about someone else. No, you need to learn how to set a lot of that down. And if you can't, you have to question whether or not you are relationship material now. You don't want to bring that into someone else's relationship. It's this isn't high school where you broke up with someone on Monday and Wednesday you with someone else specifically because you want to make that some other person jealous, or this is how your method of getting over someone. This is terrible advice. It, yeah, don't marry that person. True. Don't marry anyone if you can't get over someone from the past. No one should be subject to that. No one should be there thinking that don't really want to be with them, but you don't have anybody, and you really don't have know, financial choices here. I'm the cleanup man because what you've done with your life has put you in a harsh position. No man wants to go about there, and no man, I think, of value of greed that has a personal greed wants to be that. But there'll be plenty of guys that just simply are happy to be up at bat. But again, those are same not those are still not the guys that you're pining over. Look, if you think I missed something, let me know down in the comments. You see videos on your screen, take a look at those. Let me know what you think of those as well. Of course, if you listen to sound my voice at the end of the video, shout out to you. But you have subscribed, also not shout out to you. And let's discuss it. I'll see you guys in the next one.